morning everybody and welcome to this week's video. Now lately, especially with like the weather getting colder and gloomier and darker earlier and things like that, it really puts me off doing anything on the car. I don't know what it is. Well, actually it's common with a lot of people where the darker months and things brings people down, and I feel like that does affect me quite a lot. But the other day I serviced the car, and you'll have seen from other videos the year before and the year before, last year and the year before that, my dad helped me service the car, and this year I did it all on my own. So that's given me quite a big confidence boost. One, being able to do that, and two, getting something else done with car, which is what we're going to do today. Because this thing that we're doing today, I have had possession of for months, and I mean like over half a year, surely. We're going to be installing the RHD Performance short shift adapter. Oh yes. Now there's a lot of different short shifters out there. I think JapSpeed do one, other companies, I don't know if Skunk 2 do one, but that's some, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've not seen this one put on yet. And I know there's a lot of like short shift adapter videos as well, but at the end of the day, this is a vlog of what I'm doing to my car, so I don't want to miss things out for you guys not to see just because somebody else has already done it first. So I'm sorry if you've already seen another short shift video, but I am going to obviously film each bit of the process so you know what to do if you do buy one from RHD Performance in future, which I will put a link down below if you are wanting to purchase one. So thank you RHD Performance for sponsoring this video. Ooh. Anyway, let's get all the bits we need, get outside. It's like 8 o'clock, 8:05 in the morning, because I'm meeting a friend later on, going out for something to eat, and it's going to rain later, so I've got a pillar to just get it done and dusted. Plus then I get to drive it around all day with a short shift adapter. Oh. Right, so first things first, you're going to have to take off the gear knob itself. So this should be fairly easy for me because this has been off a few times and it being an aftermarket one. I can just twist it straight off. There is like a, in fact, yeah, I might have to clamp this bottom piece at the same time whilst I unscrew it. What it is, you can use this to tighten up to the gear knob when you're installing it. So if it's spinning like that is, then it's not gonna unscrew off because the bolt underneath, the nut underneath is just following it up the thread. So I'm just gonna clamp that, unscrew it, and take that off. Right, that's off. So now with that off, apparently, and which I'm not a fan of, I can get my fingers under here and pull this full ring off. So let's just see if I'm actually capable of doing that. I don't want to ruin all this material, that's the thing, especially after we've sewn it all in. No, I cannot do it that way. Oh, I will say though, take this off, because once this whole piece comes up, you're just going to have this nut in the way, so I'll take that off completely. Right, I can't find a trim remover tool. I have got some somewhere, but I ain't got a clue where they are. And I don't want to gash this all up with like a screwdriver, so I'm using a plastic knife. Yeah, wish me luck. Well, I cannot believe that actually worked. Oh, hello. Right, I know what you're thinking. We can get straight on it, we can see everything. No, we need to get underneath where that like ball joint thing is there. So to do that, we actually have to take off this whole section, pretty much. Jesus Christ. Now to do this, looking into the back of the car, you'll see just behind the seat there's a little clip that needs to come off. So there's one there, and there's actually one on the front, which you can't see yet because the seat's in the way. And then there's two again on the other side in the exact same places. They need removing, and there's some bolts that need undoing, and then that full centerpiece should be able to be lifted straight out. So to get those two things, I'm gonna have to do something which, as an FN2 owner, you never really want to have to do. Oh. The seat position, don't go back. You don't go back. Right, so obviously you can see the nut here, bolt should I say. It's just 8mm socket that I've got on there just to get that off. So we'll do all 4 corners and then that can be removed. You must also remember you've got your cigarette lighter connected, so you need to disconnect that so you can take it out safely. Which, to be honest, mine's really loose, so I'll have a look at that whilst it's out. If you wanted to know, it's just that clip there underneath that you take off. It is proper like grimy in here, but I'll sort that out another day. Ooh! 10p! 12p! Coilovers, here I come! Right, now all of this bit's being removed. Now all this piece here needs to be removed. So if you can see underneath, you've got two more trim like grommet things there, covers. One there, and there's one creeping up there as well. Get back in focus, you stupid camera. And then there's two on the other side mirroring that again. So we'll do that. I'm guessing there's some bolts underneath, and then we'll crack that off as well. Now this bottom one's absolutely fine because it's got a little push clip in there, so that's going to make it easier. The top one is actually one of these like fir tree clips, so that takes a little bit of doing to get, but at least now when we push this out, and I've already done the other side just to make it easier, that should make that loose. So if we shift it a bit with some kind of angle, it should come off. The other one did. There we go, now that's popped out. Should be able to remove that section. Get rid of them status error sunnies. Now I do have an iPod connection, so I've got to be careful because I've got to make sure I take that out correctly. Oh god. Oh, I meant to take this top piece off, for God's sake. But before you actually do any of that, you need to take this piece off first, which I think you just pull it straight off. But I will warn you, you can take this piece off and undo this screw here to remove this full piece, but you can just unclip it at that side, and I think that might be enough room to take that off if you don't want to go through that trouble. But that is another thing, if you just want to be extra safe, you can take that off. Right, so all that section is now removed, and this is what it should look like. It's pretty disgusting, but oh well, it's going to get the job done. Now we need to worry about removing this piece down here, where there's like a little cup on the ball joint there. It's got the clip with two little pieces on it there and there. These need to be pulled outwards like that on both sides, and this should be removed. So let's see if I can do that with one hand. Probably not. No, so I'm just going to remove that and then show you where we get to. Right, that's removed and I've just popped it to the side. So in this kit you've got this special tool here which is going to remove this like blue cap. Now I don't know if it's quite tight, so I'm guessing it just needs to slip over there, and then you can pull that straight down to remove that. I just want to make sure I don't damage that other piece. Maybe if I, there we go. See, now it's like completely disconnected to the gear, so you can pull that forwards and then use that tool on there. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how stubborn this is going to be, so let's find out if I break all my knuckles or if I go into a, that means nothing. Put you guys down. Oh, flipping heck. No, oh god, I thought I dropped it then. Through the whole mechanism, or flipping heck, it's there. Wow, and there's grease on that as well, flipping heck. Right, we got it off. Keep that frigging thing safe. Right, so now all these bolts here need removing. There's two at the bottom and then there's one at the top as well. So it's 12mm from what I can see. Yeah, 12mm, and then you can just get them off, and then there should be some rubber bushings underneath. Okay, so all those three are removed. Now this unit is completely loose, pretty much. These are the bushings here that you need to be removing, so we'll take those out with a screwdriver, hopefully quite easily. They might have to push. Yeah, it's probably better pushing. It also says that if we remove this, it's not necessary, but it makes it easier. So you just pull these two clips here, and that should remove that. There we go. Oh look, another one. That's staying where it is. I'm not taking that one off. Right, I've worked it out. You have to push the metal collar on the inside through first, and then that should loosen the rubber to come out afterwards. You just got to make sure you catch it as it comes out, I think. Yep, so that's what that collar looks like when you've taken that off. Like, yeah, you'd never have pulled it through because of this piece on the other side. So that's that. And then, fingers crossed now. Yep, so I just need to do that with the other three, and then we can get cracking. Right now, so you've got all of those out, and then you'll be moving on to the next piece of the puzzle that comes with the RHD Performance kit, which are these. Wow, that's frigging bright. These are really thick, like washers that go underneath the bushings. So where you've just taken those out, these need to go underneath, ready to put it all back in. As you can imagine, just popping these all underneath, they're just going to fall straight back through. So a knack to do with this is you can use some tack, and you put it around this edge, around here, and then when you put it in, it sticks in place enough so that you can line everything up and button it all back down. Now I'm just going to be using some standard everyday blue tack. A lot of tutorials I've seen say white tack, blue tack, it's just the same. Don't worry, I made sure I researched it. They only turned it blue so that back in the day when white tack came out, little kiddies didn't take the white tack and put it in their mouth like chewing gum. There you go, that's the tack around that edge. Let's pop one under and see if it actually stays in place. Yeah, that's not working too bad, just like that. Right, so it turns out that you never actually use those rubber bushings again. You just use those metal ones as replacements, and then you just put the bolt straight back in. Easy done. So that piece is completely finished. The mechanism's all back in its place. It's just this ball bit now, which is what we're going to be adapting with this little adapter that comes with this kit that you put on the end. So let's get that done, get it all hooked back up, and then we'll be short shifting for days. Right, so now we need to get this blue cap piece that we've taken off the original ball joint and put it onto this new one. Now you can do it with brute force, but I don't think I'm as strong as that. So one thing it recommends you can do is spray on grease, but I'm just going to be using some GT85 because it's also a lubricant. You can use it to lube up like bike chains, things like that. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on here, and then that should help pop that on. What else I'm going to do is it does recommend, if you do have one, to use a vise. I don't have a vise, but I do have, so don't knock the camera over. Wow, I've just launched that everywhere. Clean that off again. I do have one of these like pressure clamps, so I'm going to use one of those, pop it in there, and then squeeze it together, and hopefully that'll be enough pressure. Oh my word, it's because of the lubrication there, all over my fingers as well. Oh my word. Fingers crossed this doesn't fly everywhere. I'm going to keep hold of it just in case. Ah, there we go. Look at that. I knew these would come in handy eventually. That is on. Right, so now what you need to do is pop that on there like a little extension. You put it on as far as it goes, and it's an Allen key tightener. It comes with an Allen key as well, which they provide, so you don't have to mess around trying to find the right size one. Oh my word, what is wrong with me? Right, that's not going anywhere, that is on. So now all you need to do is put that black clip back on, which I don't know how the hell you're meant to do that. Oh, it comes out okay. See, already I've noticed that it's catching underneath. You have to file that down to be able to select the gears. Right, I've taken the linkage off. You can use a Dremel or something like that, but I don't have that kind of tool. So I've just got these like small file sets kind of thing. So it's going to take me a while. So I'm going to test it in all the gears once I've filed it out, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Oh my god. Right guys, I'm actually at Meadowhall. I've already been in and out. I'm going to go and pick up Francesca from work in a second. I managed to just get it functionally done in time before I had to set off. So none of the interior pieces are in yet. I've literally just finished like filing, and there's loads of filing to do. If you do have a Dremel, I highly recommend using that or getting one, because it's a lot of elbow grease. I'll try and show you. Let me just get my so if I put this all the way up like that, so that's in third. If I zoom right in, you can see how much underneath I've actually filed away. Looking at that, there's actually a little hole that you can see there. There was like a really proper thin piece of plastic, like the kind of bit you get when you do like a cutting of plastic, and there's like a tiny spill off for it that you can just trim off. That's how thin that was. So I don't think that hole there was like structurally integral to this bracket. But if you look at it, it's hard to tell. But say like where my finger is there, all the way across was where it originally finished. I've had to file all underneath to
you can see where I've been filing it away. Either way, I'm really sorry I can't get the lighting right so you can see it. There's like a horseshoe shape that I've filed out underneath just to get it so that it passes through it correctly. What you want it to be doing is so that when you're putting it into 2nd, 4th and 6th, which is all the down ones, is that mechanism there can still slide into that kind of canal where it comes through. So it's not catching anything now, whereas before it was hitting it straight away. Now it can fit straight in there. So I'm going to vacuum all this up because that's the amount of like plastic dust that's come out of that from sanding. And then that's a good tip as well, pop down a little bit of napkin. This is just one I had from McDonald's ages ago in my glove box. I pop that down, catches all your stuff, then you can get rid of it easily. Then I'm going to show you exactly what it's like in a real world situation now that it's fitted. Right guys, I'm hoping that you can see me okay. I've tried to get you on an angle so that you can see me talking as well as seeing the actual gear lever itself. Now, first initial thoughts straight off the bat is it's really weird to get used to. Really weird, because especially with these cars, sometimes it's a bit of a niggle, maybe to get into 2nd, maybe to get into 3rd. Sometimes you've got to let clutch out a little bit to make sure that it slips in. Now, because it's such a shorter throw, I feel like it's not in, but it actually is. So I've got to get used to that. But once you get used to it, it is such a shorter throw, and especially like accompanied with like a weighted gear knob, it feels brilliant. It feels like a whole new system's in place, and all you've done is adapted the system that's already there. I haven't really done any like high rev gear changes yet or anything aggressive, but just like driving in normal traffic, it's really good. It feels really notchy, it feels really solid. It's not catching at all since we filed all that out of the way. It doesn't feel like it's lost any kind of structural integrity with us filing it out. Brilliant. For the price, honestly, if you can't afford a short shifter full system yet and you want to have the feel of one, that's what's put me off this. I've always been like trying to save up just to get a short shifter itself. But obviously that takes a long time because they're not cheap at all. Like the hybrid racing one, that isn't cheap, and that's one of the best ones you can get. But if you want a short shifter feel on a budget, this is brilliant. I mean, I've done a comparison video of the throw before and after, and just as you can see now, the travel is drastically decreased, drastically, and quicker gear changes, which is the main advantage of having a short shifter in. My main concern was making it worse. That's the main thing I was worried about. Sorry, you're probably getting loads of sun glare there. Like, accessing the gears hasn't got any worse adding this short shift adapter on, which is the main thing. Over time, we'll see if it's made it any better, any easier. I don't know what else to say about it, other than it being like one of the best cheap hacks ever for a shifter kit. It's brilliant.
Sorry, a very important bit I forgot to mention in this video is the fact that one of the main benefits of using this as well is if you're a tall person and you've got an FN, you'll realise that you either got to choose between having knee room or being able to reach your gear lever and banging your head on the ceiling near enough. This eliminates that brilliantly. It gives you loads more space for your legs because you can sit further back, lean further back, but you can reach into first gear because it's a short throw. Perfect.
I just want to take the opportunity again to say thank you so much for RHD Performance for sending this me. We've had many conversations since it's been sent and I still never have installed it until today. So finally that is on the car and I couldn't be happier with it, to be honest. Like I said, I've put the link in the description so that you can purchase one for yourself if you do want one. Also, if you're not wanting to follow this through video like I've done on how to install this, and you'd rather follow the instructions that I've followed, I actually followed the instructions that somebody posted on civinfo.com, which is a commonly known place for anything to do with 8th gen Civics, and I'll post a link to the guide that I use as well if you prefer to use that. And a big thank you to you guys all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you found it useful. If you've never seen another shifter video and this is the first one, hallelujah. I don't know how you've managed that, but either way, thank you for joining me and supporting the channel. If you did like this video, or if you've liked any of my other videos at all, please like this video, subscribe to the channel and click the little bell button so it reminds you when a fresh video does come on, so you're ready for the next one. Oh look, another FN2. Oh god, he looks like he's asleep. Flipping heck. His head will like that. So until next time guys, thanks again for watching, and like I always say, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.